Next, Jacksonville beats Tennessee 34-14. Jags are 7-3 and don't seem like a 7-3 team because they've seemed like they really sucked at certain points. Titans are 3-7, and well, they do suck. Trevor Lawrence rose from the dead because that's what happens on the week where everyone hates on him and Ridley. They decide they're good again. He is 262 for 2 and 36 points. Will Levis has his third bad game in a row and was apparently fool's gold. Told you to sell him, but nobody listened. 158, 2 TDs, fumble lost. Running backs were all pretty crappy here. Travis Etienne had 14 carries for 52 yards, 3 for 7 through the air. Derrick Henry had 10 carries for 38 yards. Tyjae Spears, 4 carries, 14 yards. Dearness Johnson had 7 carries for 20, like nothing. It's all garbage there. Some of the receivers were usable. D-Hop had 4 catches for 59 and a touchdown. Chris Moore had 1 catch for 49. On the Jag side, we have Calvin Ridley with 7 for 103 and 2. Which is great and looked awesome on everyone's bench because there's no way anyone was starting him. That's like Mike Evans in the fantasy playoffs last year, putting up 40 when you weren't playing. Well, no, Mike Evans
was me in my championship.
Yeah, yes, that was great. In your championship, but the problem is most people, if he did that for you in your championship, if you owned Mike Evans, you had already been eliminated, so it didn't matter. So.
Oh no, I was just riding him. Like he was my second flex play. I know we had Evans blow up, and I was like, yes. But yeah, like he won multiple championships for me last year.
Most people didn't survive that long with Mike Evans in their lineup, but Christian 100%. Kirk, 3 for 48. The tight ends were disappointing, 4 for 29 from Engram. Not even the rest of them aren't worthwhile. McManus was good. I hit on him again. He had 10 points, 2 for Folk. Titans don't register anything, and the Jags defense registers a 7. And I'd like to point out, after this week on my DST kicker streaming article, over the last 5 weeks, I am 20 for 20 on defenses, and I am 17 for 20 on kickers. Somebody please listen to me because I'm actually winning, and nobody pays attention. Oh, we're getting another notification. What is it?
You gotta start making those bets on those bad boys. Be rolling in the dough.
Yeah, but where can you really can I get a parlay of just playing defensive props and kicker props? That's the problem. Yeah. There's no market for it. It's more usable.
It's real small.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm winning a lot of games by listening to my own advice when I need to stream. Like the last few weeks, I had a lot of Buffalo, San Fran, and they were on bye, and I've had to stream these defenses, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll listen to my own advice, and it paid off. I think I had Washington's defense this week. That looked good. And it's been a good week, but what do you think about this game?
The touchdown regression for Trevor Lawrence finally happened. As Etienne was getting all the touchdowns early, Lawrence got 4 in this game, so his touchdowns hit. I mean, he's still a good quarterback. That's the thing. So if you were interested in getting I know when people talked about this, if you could go move from Burrow and Dynasty to Lawrence, that's a fine package deal. Not everybody wants to do it, but it's Lawrence still a good quarterback, and he's gonna give you wins. It's I don't know. People were so down on him, I didn't understand it. On the flip side, yeah, Levis is just super risky.
Okay, so here's my team. I'm gonna lose this week and go to 9-2. I've got Lamar and Howell, and this is a win now team. I also have Burrow. Should I trade Burrow straight up for Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm fine with that move. Not everybody might. You could probably get something. Well, maybe not for this week since Lawrence just went off. But yeah, I'm fine making that move in Dynasty. I think Lawrence is tier 2. They're both tier 2 for me. So if you're confident in the talent of him, it's shoot. And then you don't have to ride the up and down with Sam Howell because Sam Howell is all over the place. That shit is a roller coaster, man.
Okay, who should I ask for in addition?
Just some
I was thinking Rashad White or Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, either one of those guys. It's probably harder to get White, but if he's on the trade block, if they're trying to get rid of points, ask for White. Because he'll help you more and win now. And see what they say. They might do it.
I doubt it. These guys are something else.
You'd be like, all right, what about Charbonnet? And then you just throw in some young guy. It doesn't matter.
It's one of those leagues where everybody knows everything.
Yeah, I have one of those leagues. I can't remember the deal. Oh, yeah, it was I sent Burrow for Tua, and the guy was or Tua for Burrow, right? And the guy was like, no, he's going to stay on my roster forever. He's never leaving. And I laughed. I said, oh, okay.
Okay.
He's like, all right, stop being a pussy. I was like, dude, what? I just laughed at your response. Okay. All right, fun chat with you, buddy.
We're going to TV show that reminds me of the TV. What TV show is it? Promise me you'll never die. I love you. I'll never die. Yeah, that's how rational that is. He'll be on my roster forever.
Okay, dude. So with Calvin Ridley, we'll talk about him for a second. You just have to ride the Calvin Ridley wave. If you have him on your roster, because he's gonna blow up. He'll kill you. It's kind of like you're talking about Gabe Davis. Like he's gonna hit every once in a while. You have to just be comfortable riding the variance with him.
You know what?
Like,
Sorry, I wanted to go back to that one sec. Yeah, I had I thought of I seen an interesting, I think it was a Reddit post the other day, and people couldn't believe it. A guy was showing his dynasty startup when his league started. It was something ridiculous. Like, I think this was their 20-year anniversary. It was 2023. The first quarterback he ever drafted was Tom Brady. He had Brady on the roster the entire time until he retired. Like if you were to, all these people say, oh, well, he has a great 5-year window. What are the odds you get a 20-year run with the same player? I mean, having a 20-year dynasty league is something else, but having Brady, and he had the documentation to prove it, having Brady on your team on dynasty for the entire 20 years is something else, man.
I remember the Dynasty Nerd you guys were talking about. They drafted one. I think it was Dynasty Rich. He drafted Drew Brees and it started out like the first year, and he just had Brees for like 15 straight years. He was like, it was incredible. I was like, yeah, dude, like that's fantastic. My ass is too impatient. I'll trade them all. So I'm like, you know what? Ship them out, whatever. So if you look at all my transactions,
yeah. See, this guy seemed like he was just he never really shifted into win now or rebuild. I'm not. I have a league. I'm either 100% going for it or I'm in 100% tank mode. I am not an 8th place sneak into the playoffs kind of guy.
Yeah, I got a buddy in our league. He's really like all invested. Yeah, he just traded for Burrow. He got injured. He picked up Dobbs. He was terrified he was injured. He had Aaron Jones. He had T. Higgins. He had Darren Waller. He had a couple other guys all been injured this year. And he's like, dude, I'm cursed. I'm like, and he's all in. He has like no draft capital anymore. I'm like, yeah, that'll happen sometimes if you do that. It is what it is. It just sucks.
Sorry, Ridley. You were talking Ridley. Maybe
yeah, so like he's a roller coaster.
I hate Ridley.
Yeah, you got Robin Kidley, as we'll call him. You got to ride the wave with him. It is what it is. He'll blow up every once in a while. Kirk was fine. Like, it wasn't great, but he still targets, so it's it's all good. On the flip side, Hopkins, it really depends on Levis. They only threw it 17 times. I don't understand why they only threw it 17 times. They were blown out by 20. I don't get this at all. But Ridley's fine. Like, he's not a terrible wide receiver. He's just not an elite wide receiver anymore. So,
sorry to interrupt you again. We have a ton of updates coming out. Dolphins rookie Devon Achane re-aggravated the same knee injury during Sunday's game that sidelined him for 4 games. Will not require surgery, but he will be out a little while. The team is gathering more information on how to proceed next.
They're probably going to shut him down, I'm guessing. Like, that's just my assumption. They just shut him down.
Yeah, not good.
It's like you re-injure that same knee. It's like, dude, it's just, we're just going to.
I have had on 2 separate occasions where I have a couple of shares. I got a ton of, I don't know, I think I told you this back during draft season where I stacked a lot of Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert back-to-back in like rounds 15, 16, 12, 13. So I've got a lot of Mostert. And there were a lot of leagues where I said, oh, fuck, I got to sell Mostert. And this is twice now where I've held on to him, hoping for one last week. And then Achane has gotten hurt and where I'm like, he might be usable again. So,
yep. Yeah. Like it's just unfortunate because he's such a good talent and he's getting injured. But yeah, like back to Jacksonville. Interesting with ETN is weird. Like, because this game was a blowout, if you look at the usage, the other guys got more carries than they normally do. But he's been really good. He's top 3. Like, he's fine. It's just he's a little more touchdown dependent than, like, the McCaffreys, the Ecklers, and those guys. Because he doesn't catch, passes as much. So that's why you see Bigsby and Johnson with however many, like, 17 carries or whatever. Like, that shit ain't staying. So it is what it is. And, yeah, the Titans offense, man. I don't know what you do. When they get behind, Derrick Henry can't do anything. It's just Tajay Spears didn't do anything. It's really just – it's up and down roller coaster with them.
Yeah, they suck.
So, like, it just is what it is, unfortunately. And yeah.